The sun. It gives us light, it keeps us warm, but what is it? To learn more about the sun, we need to actually go there. So here we are at the Earth, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to fly to the sun. So here we are at the sun. Now that journey that we just took is crazy long. In fact, we actually just went about 93 million miles, which is extremely far, and I have a really hard time wrapping my head around that. So to give you an example of just how far that actually is, let's say I wanted to go down the road to the airport and ask for a plane ticket on a jet to the sun. Now, if they could actually give me that ticket and I could get on that plane, it would take me about 17 years and 8 months to reach the sun in a jet airplane going like 600 miles an hour, which is ridiculously far. But we also just traveled crazy fast. In fact, we went way faster than the speed of light to get to the sun, because while we made it there in just a few seconds, light takes over 8 minutes to reach the Earth from the sun. So actually, when you step outside on a sunny day and you see the sunlight pouring down on the Earth, it's kind of like you're time traveling, because that light was actually created over 8 minutes ago when it left the sun. But let's answer the question. What actually is the sun? Well, the sun is a star, just like all the other stars that we see in the night sky. The big difference with the sun, and the reason that it's so much brighter to us, is that it's way closer. Because even though 93 million miles is really far, it's actually not that big of a distance in space terms. So light from the sun takes about 8 minutes to get here, but light from the next closest star, which is called Proxima Centauri, takes over 4 years to reach the Earth. And that's still a pretty close star compared to all of the other stars that are out there that are way further away and take a whole lot longer for their light to reach the Earth. If we go back and take a look at the sun, you'll notice that it kind of looks like a giant ball of fire, but that's actually not what it is. In fact, if you were to take water and pour water onto the sun, you wouldn't put it out like what would happen if you poured water onto a campfire. You would actually make the sun burn hotter. And the reason for that is because the sun, like all stars, burns through a process called nuclear fusion. The way that works is at the core of the sun, underneath the pressure and weight of all of the mass of the entire sun itself, is incredibly hot. You know, the surface of the sun is already about 10,000 degrees, but the core is ridiculous. It's like 28 million degrees Fahrenheit in the core of the sun. At that temperature, it's so hot that the hydrogen is not a solid, a liquid, or a gas. It's actually in the fourth state of matter called plasma. And the hydrogen atoms in the core of the sun are moving so fast that they can no longer avoid each other and they start to collide. So what you have is two hydrogen atoms run into each other, they fuse together to make a helium atom. And when that happens, a little bit of energy is released as sunlight. That's actually how a nuclear bomb works too. So you can think of the sun as a giant nuclear bomb in the sky that's just continuously exploding, which is a lot of power. And it's a good thing that God made the sun with that much power, because it powers all life on Earth, including you. You get your energy from the sunlight. So hopefully now when you go outside, you can, look at the sun, except don't look at the sun, look next to it, or just enjoy the light coming down and have an appreciation for the fact that God made the sun just how it is.